Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first ECA Learning Zone webinar. We're delighted to have you here with us virtually. Today, we're hosting our Commercial Associate member, Aurora Lighting. Aurora's Project Manager of Smart Devices, Chris Hill, joins ECA's Energy and Emerging Technology Solutions Advisor, Luke Osborne, to help us understand how the latest innovations in smart lighting can benefit you and your business. Now, at the end of our panelist presentations, there'll be a short Q&A session. Please do type in a question at any time during the presentation using the questions panel that you should see on your screen now. I will then field these questions to our panel near the end of the session. I hope you enjoy the session, and I will now hand over to Luke to kick us off. Over to you, Luke.
Thank you very much, Emma. Okay, hopefully you can all see my screen. Yeah, I'm Luke Osborne, I work for ECA, and before we hand over to Aurora, I'm just going to give a brief overview of the smart homes market and where it's going.
Hi, Luke. Sorry, I see you've gone on mute there. Is it okay? Are you okay to unmute yourself?
I do apologise. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Yeah, so I'm Luke Osborne. I work for ECA, and before I hand over to Aurora, I'm just going to give a brief overview of the smart home market and where it is going. So it's a fast and growing market, and over the past decade, smart technologies have increased exponentially. The origins obviously came from building automated controls, BEM systems, and commercial applications, but they're now readily finding themselves in the domestic marketplace. They offer innovative energy and carbon saving solutions to customers, and also a combination of the reduction in costs and an increasing awareness of the technologies is allowing for greater market penetration for these companies. So there's been numerous reports over the past few years, and one from Statista, these were the most current figures I could find, showed that the smart homes market was over £3 billion in 2019. And the revenues expected to show an annual growth rate of around 16.6%, which will give a market volume of 5.5 billion by 2023. At the moment, household penetration is just below 25%, but it's expected to hit close to 43.5% by 2023. Now, most people, according to PwC, enter the smart home market via smart entertainment devices. 40% of device owners expect to upgrade within 2 years. But data privacy concerns do still remain a barrier for 20% of people who don't own smart devices. The study by YouGov showed that smart speakers were the most popular device. And behind that, you have smart heating controls, smart thermostats, and smart lighting and security coming close in the back of that. We're also starting to see many more smart enabled devices also coming to fruition and available in the marketplace, as you can see there. So why do people like smart devices? Well, 38% of respondents to this poll said that they make life easier. This could be for a number of reasons. Certain functions may be useful. People like to be able to use them remotely. Often people leave home in the morning or whenever, and they realise they've left something on, so people are getting more concerned with their energy consumption, their carbon footprint. So being able to remotely turn things on and off helps. But also for people who are infirm, being able to remotely control things while they're sat in their chairs can make their life easier. So therefore it makes things more easy to use and more convenient. And also you get many people who love the latest technology. But importantly, as I mentioned, you have financial and carbon savings, and they save people money. There's a number of ways that smart home equipment can be installed. This can be through structured data cabling, the bread and butter of an electrician. So low voltage AC and DC systems, network cabling, audio and video standard connections, and also you've got the advent of Power over Ethernet, PoE solutions coming through in the near future. And then you have the wireless solutions. You can have a fully integrated Zigbee meshed solution, or Bluetooth, which people are now fully aware of. They interact with it day by day, and it's commonplace in our day-to-day lives. So a number of reports have been carried out by PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, etc. And they highlight that it's important for manufacturers to target the right kind of customer as the smart home comes to age. The customer, the consumer, needs to be put at the heart of everything. And it's not just manufacturers. This is very important for installers as well, knowing what products to offer. And it's important to take into account the feedback and customization and refinements for manufacturers from their customer experiences. And we believe that Aurora acknowledges this, and they've now increased their range of smart lighting to reflect this. And this is what we're going to see now. So over to you guys at Aurora.
Okay, thanks for that, Luke. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining today's webinar. I'm Chris Hill, Product Manager for Smart Devices here at Aurora Lighting. Today, we're going to introduce our new Bluetooth system. During this webinar, we're going to cover the product offering in more detail, learn about the benefits of the system, understand the upgrade path, demonstrate how simple the system is, and show some of the advanced features accessed through the app. Just in case you're new to Aurora, as a very quick overview, we are a privately owned LED lighting and technology company. The core values and East-West partnership upon which Aurora Group was founded continue to underpin the company today, with an entrepreneurial spirit and passion for inspirational lighting solutions. Aurora has successfully transitioned from a traditional lighting organization to one at the forefront in the development of bespoke and smart connected lighting. We were founded in 1999 with manufacturing and sourcing capabilities, with over 12,000 products launched, over 600 employees, and of course now over 95% of products are LED based. So to take it back to basics, what are the benefits of wireless control? I know Luke's already mentioned a few of them, but some of the key ones as well are: there's no need to run new cables, live neutral only needed, offering simple installation. As a result, there is little need to carry out significant routing of cables. The smart chip is embedded in the device, enabling dimming, color temperature control, and RGB control, a huge advance over hardwired systems. You're not constrained by circuit control, and you can create virtual groups, and the app offers a simple interface allowing simple control. And as a result, wireless systems tend to be more cost effective than hardwired systems, simpler to install, and offer additional value to the end user. So what have we done so far in Smart? Well, Aurora has already launched a smart system based around Zigbee. It's designed around professional installation and offers a great value engineering solution against hardwired systems. The system is designed to work in whole smart home environments, commercial installations like boardrooms and meeting rooms, and hospitality environments like bar refurbishments. We've trained over 1,000 installers, and we have seen a really good uptake of the system over the past 12 months. However, we've also realized that sometimes installers and end users are looking for something simpler. Maybe they only want to make one room smart, or they love RGB lighting, but can't justify the cost of a hub-based system. We've taken some of that market feedback on board, and that's why we are now launching the Simple Connect Control solution. Just as an overview of the Zigbee A1 system versus the Bluetooth system, we believe they both can very much exist in the market together, as they cater for different clients. Just as an overview, the A1 Zigbee system requires a hub. There's a large range of smart devices, including inline controllers, wall controllers, sensors. All the devices require pairing and some level of programming. You can control your devices from anywhere in the world. You're able to work on other smart platforms like SmartThings, Amazon Echo Plus. An internet connection is required, and voice control is available. Whereas on the Connect Control system, no hub is required. Devices work immediately out of the box. You're only really looking for on-premise control. There's no internet connection required, and voice control is not yet available. So this just gives a bit of an overview of the different systems right now. And in summary, you might prefer an A1 Zigbee system if you're looking for a smart home solution that could be integrated with third-party devices, and you're looking for a high level of automation, which will require a level of programming by the installer or possibly the end user. Whereas the Bluetooth system could suit you if you're looking for simple control of your lighting with the opportunity of creating lighting scenes and color changing features with minimal setup. Now, turning our full attention to the Connect control system, it has, as we've already said, adopted Bluetooth technology, and some of the benefits include utilizing cost-effective Bluetooth components that are widely shared with many sectors, ensure the component costs are very competitive and reliable, enables direct control from your phone, so no hub required, and there's a simple method of programming through the phone, removes some of the complicated programming of hardware systems. One of the questions we're often asked is how reliable is Bluetooth connectivity? At our R&D facility on our automated monitoring systems, we've now carried out over 60 million transmission tests with an error rate of less than 0.5%. Typically, even if a message is lost, the message is resent successfully. So all of this gives us great confidence in our system we're bringing to market. Bringing this together, our system is based around 3 pillars: ease of connectivity, so simple plug and play; user friendliness; stable and adaptable mesh network. With this in mind, we've developed a system that enables installers a simple method to connect and control a range of smart Bluetooth lights with no programming. And with the end user in mind, we've developed a range of plug and play smart Bluetooth lights, enabling users simple control with the ability to access the advanced features via the Aurora BLE app. Therefore, we've created Connect Dock Control, our simple out-of-the-box solution, which not only gives the installer a simple upgrade from a non-smart solution, but also a simple control for the end user. Simply connect the light fittings, turn on the remote, take control. No app setup required. Some of the key points of the system include you can only control your devices whilst at home. The system's not connected to the internet, but no hubs required. You can switch the devices on and off from the light switch, but a dimmer should be removed from the circuit. When you switch on from the mains, it will revert to the previous on setting. No setup is required. The products work straight out of the box. The devices will mesh together. Pure line of sight performance can reach up to 50 meters. However, when you consider walls and enclosures, this will reduce. We offer a 3-year warranty. Connect control systems designed around controlling up to 64 devices. You can create up to 5 rooms, and each room can control 5 scenes. The key elements of the system include dimming control, warm to cool white color tuning, RGB color mixing, and scene setting. All the Connect control products we're talking about today have these key elements within them. So introducing the current range and kit options we have. We have the GLS kit, which includes 2 GLS, either an E27 or B22, and a remote. The GU10 kit, which includes 4 GU10s and a remote, and our 5-meter strip kit with a remote. The GU10, GLS, and remote are all available to purchase separately. The GU10 is in a standard form factor, so it will essentially fit in most fire-rated cans in the UK. Total lumen output of 300 to 330 lumens between 2700K and 5000K, so that's between warm and cool white. And the antenna is designed on the front lens to allow for optimum performance, with a dedicated red, green, and blue LED chip to give vibrant color output. The GLS comes in both E27 and B22 versions in the traditional form factor, and achieves a lumen output of 8 to 850 lumens, again between 27 and 5000K, and of course has a wide beam angle for optimum distribution. And the strip kit, the strip kit includes 5 meters of LED tape with 3M back adhesive and fixing clips, and can be cut every 167 mil. It also has a fantastic lumen output per meter of 4 to 430 lumens across the color temperature range. The great thing is with this range is all color temperatures are consistent. So they're all working between 2700K and 5000K. So everything works together. Lastly, we have the remote controller that binds the Connect Control solution together. It enables the user out the box to dim the lights, adjust the white color temperature, recall 6 preset RGB colors and 5 preset scenes. At this point, they haven't had to set anything up. Just plug them in and immediately gain control. Looking in a bit more detail at the connectivity of the system, the image shows line of sight performance depending on what the GU10 fixture is installed within. As you can see, between phone or remote and fixtures, you can get line of sight performance of up to 20 to 25 meters in an open GU10 can. For products that are enclosed within metal fixtures with glass covers, of course, the range does reduce, but will still work. You just need to be a bit more careful about external fixtures, ensuring Bluetooth devices are positioned close together to ensure they do mesh together. So we've now given a brief overview of the Connect Control system. Lastly is the upgrade path. We've structured Connect Control around 4 levels of control. This shows the benefit over some RF type systems and also the simplicity of upgrading without having to complicate it. So level 1 allows you to control devices immediately out of the box, no different from plugging in a non-smart light. Level 2 enables you to add devices. Again, no barrier, they work immediately. Level 3 allows you to scale the system, and level 4 enables you advanced features access through the app. So at this stage, we've put together a very simple video so you can see the devices in action and how simple the upgrade path can be. So I will now pass over to Andy Price, our technical trainer, to give an overview of the 4 levels of control.
Hi, I'm Andy Price, Smart Technical Trainer for Aurora Lighting. I'm here today to talk to you about Connect.Control, the intuitive new Bluetooth wireless lighting solution from Aurora. Built around Bluetooth technology, it allows for a simple, plug-and-play, hub-free solution for smart lighting in your home, whilst offering an upgrade path if you would like to add additional levels of control. Level 1 consists of our starter kits, available in 4 variants of GLS, GU10 and LED strip. The pre-paired nature of the kits allows for rapid installation in any environment. Simply install your light fittings, turn on the power, and immediately take control from the included remote, cycling through the 6 RGB colours, five pre-programmed scenes, colour temperature control, and dimming, all without touching an app. At level 2 is additional devices. Available separately, our GLS and GU10 Bluetooth lamps can be purchased and added to any existing starter kit. They work automatically with the remote, making it super simple to expand the system up to a maximum of 64 devices in total. Here we have our 3 starter kits and a standalone Bluetooth GU10 lamp. Install the light, turn on the power, and observe how it immediately integrates itself into the system, changing colour in sync with the rest of the lighting. This allows us to easily control entire rooms with the click of a single button. Next, at level 3, we have dedicated remotes. As we begin to expand the system, we may want to control multiple rooms independently. Connect.Control allows for up to 5 separate rooms to be designated by remote, all without using an app. All new devices are assigned to room 1 from the box, meaning all devices will control together. Here we have our RGB and tunable white starter kits, 4 GU10 lamps, 2 GLS lamps, and LED strip. To begin separating your devices, first turn off all Bluetooth Connect.Control devices from the mains. Next, turn on only the light fixtures you wish to assign to room 2. Immediately press and hold the light bulb and number 2 icon. Within a few seconds, the light fixtures will flash twice. The LED indicator on the remote will also blink twice. Turn the power back on to the rest of your devices. You'll now have remote 1 controlling room 1 and remote number 2 controlling room number 2. This process can then be repeated for rooms 3, 4 and 5. This makes it incredibly simple to designate rooms around the home, setting different moods for each of your spaces. And at level 4, we have app control. Building on the simple plug-and-play nature of the starter kits, the Aurora BLE app allows you to expand the control capabilities of your system with the same degree of simplicity. First, download the Aurora BLE app, available on iOS App Store and Google Play Store. Log in with the default credentials of Aurora and 123. All devices on your current system will now be displayed. From here, you can interact at a device level, to room level, or even trigger scenes for each room. You can edit the existing scenes or create new scenes and schedules entirely. Finally, we have music mode. This clever little function allows you to sync your Connect.Control lighting to your music, playing tracks from your device or listening to music via the device's microphone. This is an excellent way of adding that finishing touch to a party or gathering. So, to sum up, easy to install, no hub required. Smart and lighting in your living spaces, and enjoy point-and-click simplicity with preset scenes which bring your living room to life. Feature lighting to set the perfect mood, with immediate control and recall of RGB colour schemes to suit your mood or any occasion. Wake up to smart lighting, utilising colour temperature control for cooler mornings and warmer nights at the touch of a button. And versatile lighting for outdoor living, instantly bringing vibrant colour to your gardens. Maximum impact with minimum effort. So there you have it, the intuitive new Connect.Control Bluetooth lighting solution from Aurora. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much, guys, for your presentations. Really informative. So we now move on to the Q&A section of today's ECA Learning Zone. So I see there are a couple of questions from the audience, but just before we dive into those, we'll very briefly cover a question that I believe, Luke, you have for Chris. So I'll let you kick off the conversation, Luke.
Yeah, no, thanks for the presentation there. It would seem that Aurora have noticed an area in the market that's not adequately covered with regards to the smart lighting. So this Bluetooth offering obviously addresses the security concerns, etc., etc. By having a closed system there. I'd imagine that customers wouldn't solely look for an installer to come and install these systems. So how should an installer look to add these to their offerings?
Okay, yeah, thanks for the question. So I suppose from our perspective, we think this could be the best of both worlds. If you're not trying to promote a full smart home system, because of course not everybody wants that actually. Some people just want some simple level of control. Then the Connect control system, really couldn't be simpler. As we've shown, you connect the fittings and immediately you have some level of control. You can then hand over controls to the client, or you can help them as a service provider. Therefore, if as an installer you don't really want to get involved in the programming side, our system takes some of those issues away, as well as giving the client instant access to a number of control options, including, as we've shown, dimming, RGB, and white color tuning. So you're offering quite a lot of value to the end client, which could enable some opportunities to upsell. So for example, the installer could say, well, very simply, I can put some LED strip. I've swapped out your GU10s in your ceiling. You can put some LED strip around the TV, and immediately those two products will sync together with, again, as we've explained, very little upheaval with regards to routing out cables, but essentially will offer the installer a very simple way of upselling, and vice versa from the client's perspective, very little upheaval as well.
Fantastic. Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys. We'll now dive into the questions from the audience. There's one here from Chris Hunt. Thank you, Chris. Looks like Chris has maybe installed your systems before. He asks, you say the system will revert to last state once repowered. This is a big improvement on A1, which always defaults to full output once turned back on. Is this a deliberate upgrade? And will you bring that upgrade to A1 too?
Yeah, so no, great to hear a user of our system, the Zigbee system, and yeah, I mean certainly, you know, we took fresh eyes at this, you know, obviously in what's been quite a challenging year, or at least half the year, and of course one of the feature sets we wanted to include on the on both systems is that it will revert to previous on settings. So certainly at the moment the focus is on is right now from a development perspective is on the Connect control system, and yeah, so you know the first upgrade on there is the fact that yeah, if you actually turn it off from the light switch and prior to switching off, you wanted, you know, you've got your favorite scene on there, like maybe blue or magenta or something, then every time you turn that light switch back on, it will revert to that color, so not to the full output that the Zigbee system has at the moment.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Another question we have from Nathan Smith. Nathan asks, how do the two systems sit alongside each other in the app?
Yeah, so it's a good point. There's actually two apps. So the Zigbee system has its own app on the iOS and Google Play Store, and the BLE app does as well. So the BLE app on the App Store is called Aurora BLE, and so they are two different apps because essentially we've got a Zigbee system and we've got a Bluetooth system.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Luke, I believe you had another question for Chris.
Yes, many people change their phones every couple of years. Will this create a problem? Will people lose functionality without having to go through a complicated process?
Well, yeah, so I suppose realistically, you got your new phone, obviously your app might already transfer over to your new phone. If it hasn't transferred over, then you clearly just need to download the Aurora BLE app from the App Store, and then you can use your login details, and then all of your system, assuming you're in the vicinity of it, of course it's a system based around Bluetooth, so you have to be in the vicinity of the lights, then your devices will show when you log in. As a bit of a safety measure as well, we've actually included a share icon in this app, and so what that means is if you wanted to share your system with people within your household, in the menu screen there's actually a share icon, and you can create a QR code from that menu icon, and then you can either save it on another device, and then if you ever had any issues, you can then go back into exactly the same icon in the app, and rather than creating a QR code, you can scan a QR code, and then that will bring all of your details back as they were, because most of the settings are saved within the devices themselves.
Well, that sounds a well thought out solution there, and obviously I'm sure that will allay fears of any installer that they'll have to go back in 2 years' time and just show the customer how to do everything again. How is the Bluetooth range cost comparative to the alternative Zigbee system?
Well, I suppose without getting into specifics around the lamp costs, but in general terms, they're quite similar. The benefit of the Bluetooth system is that you have no smart hub to consider. So I suppose it depends on your viewpoint from an installer's perspective, but of course I suppose if you just wanted to make, for example, one room smart, which maybe has 4G U10s, maybe some strip around the TV, if you were going to use a Zigbee system, and not just ours, but you know, one that includes the smart hub, a smart hub, of course you're going to be spending 50 to 150 pounds on that smart hub, and then of course the cost of the actual physical hardware. Of course, our system doesn't include that hub, so there's already a cost benefit for those sort of, those areas where people are looking to make, one room, the wow factor, feature lighting, cinema room. Very simply, it's a very simple way of doing it, and of course, there isn't the cost of the hub in the cost of that particular project.
Fantastic. Well, that's got to be a good selling point in itself. One more from me before I hand it back to the floor. Is this an expanding range? Is there a roadmap, and what does this look like?
Yeah, well, there certainly is, because we've launched this range in September, but of course it came to it's been in development for well, essentially the last 12 months. And so, yeah, there's certainly additions to the range that we're hoping for. Of course, we're hoping for a very successful launch over the next couple of months. But yeah, certainly there'll be an expanding range of lighting products and control options. The ethos of the system is very much, though, to keep it simple. So we've already got a fantastic whole home smart system in the A1 Zigbee system. So of course we're not looking to replicate that system because that's already there, it's already gained traction in the market. And what this is doing is giving the installer a very simple way of offering somebody a very simple smart system for very little. It's the same as clicking in a standard non-smart GU10. You could just click in one of ours and immediately control it, and that's very much the ethos of the Connect Control system. But yeah, for sure, we'll be looking to bring in some new products over the coming months.
That's brilliant to hear. Yeah, as I said, that's enough for the questions from me, but I believe Omar may have some more from the floor.
Yes, thanks, Luke. We've just got a couple more questions from the floor. One from Stuart Smith. Hi, Stuart. Stuart asks, is the system already out in the wholesalers? It's perfect for a small gym / personal trainer's gym I'm working on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the kind of thing, automatically the installers will start thinking about easy ways of adding it into projects, with little upheaval, not having to plug it into somebody's internet. Maybe it's not quite in the right position. So that's a great use case. So yeah, absolutely, it's going out into the wholesale channel at the moment. So it's available across the board to all wholesalers. Of course, we do have stockists. So yeah, products been being shipped out since the beginning of September. So, but it's available to all wholesalers. So yeah, absolutely, go and speak to your local wholesaler.
Great. I've got a final question from the floor here before we wrap up. Another one from Nathan Smith. Will the app be able to have user levels with permissions? So different levels of user permissions. This can be a real issue on systems we have installed, where, say, for instance, a child may want to turn a light on or off, but can perhaps inadvertently reprogram the whole system.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is a challenge. At the moment, there isn't necessarily a hierarchical level control on the app. But the one thing is, what we've tried to do is, the fact is you don't actually need to access the app. So we can understand it. You got kids, obviously they don't have to necessarily have to access the app as well. Of course, out of the box, the products work with the remote controller. So, if you were looking to maybe put it into your lounge, and then maybe into your kid's bedroom, for example, potentially in your kid's bedroom, you may just give them access to the remote control. They don't have to have access to the app, and they can obviously still turn their lights on and off in the app. But certainly it's absolutely something we're aware of, and of course it's something that's on the roadmap to be considered in the future.
Great. One final question. So we've talked about a couple of usage cases. I think they've mainly been indoors. So taking it outdoors, we've got a question from Carl Monahan. Is there a range of garden lighting where the control of the luminaires on the circuit function together, so that you don't have to point the remote at each individual luminaire when you want to change color, etc.?
Yeah, so in principle, the GU10 or the GLS lamp will fit into external fixtures. The GU10 is literally the sort of your very standard form factor, so it's not any higher than than our existing non-smart GU10. So that will fit into most external garden fittings like your downlights or your spike lights. And yeah, overall, we see pretty good performance. It's very tricky because, of course, every garden, every position of light is different. And that's why we sort of said, you know, I think in principle, anywhere from 3 to 5 meters, you would need another device to ensure products mesh, because do remember these products do mesh together. So you could, in reality, have, you know, a whole fence panel going down your garden and a downlight or an up down light every 3 meters, and essentially the furthest one, which might be 15 meters away from the first one and completely out of range of your remote control, that signal will mesh down the chain. So you don't have to necessarily go up to sort of each device and turn them on and off.
Great, thank you, Chris. So we will wrap up there for today. Thank you once again to our audience for joining us today, and for our presenters, Chris and Luke, for a really insightful presentation there. So this was our very first ECA Learning Zone webinar. We will be running a series of these with our ECA Commercial Associate members, so do stay tuned to ECA social media channels for more. A full replay of today's session will be available at youtube.com/ECA Live. That's our YouTube channel. And with that, thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, guys.